and a man who is standing in the middle of a very critical fight for his country's independence, but also for values and standards that are critically important for Norway. We will continue to stand by the people of Ukraine. This is a fight for freedom, and it is also important for us. And I hope you will leave Oslo with a strong sense of support from Norway, the Norwegian Parliament, and from your Nordic colleagues. Norwegian long-term political, military, economic and humanitarian support to Ukraine remains strong. We have a united parliament, all parties, behind our 5-year Nansen package, supporting your defense and supporting your economy and your rebuilding efforts. And we know just for this morning that Ukraine is constantly being attacked by Russian missiles, and you are in need of support to defend yourself. Norway is announcing today precise additional support to Ukraine. I'd just like to share with you. President Zelensky and his government needs to pay nurses, doctors, teachers, and run his administration. We are now able, as part of our Nansen package, to make a pledge of $1 billion in 2023. We are about to leave that year now. And then we are also increasing our financial and humanitarian support to around $800 million this year. We can also then announce that we will be supporting in 2024, in the early months, direct economic support to these critical services so that we don't get a shortage in delivery to the Ukrainian people. We have also decided to strengthen the protection of critical infrastructure by donating additional air defense. Every day reminds us that this is critically important. This is something that Norway has done in the past, and we have been able to increase that now. We will also increase our co-funding with European partners to the defense industry in order to produce more ammunition to the benefit of Ukrainian forces. And again, as I said, budgetary support to the World Bank mechanism in order to assist Ukrainian with basic public services. We have also announced a winter package of humanitarian aid, food, water, warm clothes necessary for the cold winter. And finally, I'd like to reiterate that we will continue to argue and support and defend Ukraine's right to defend itself and the key principles of international law. So, Volodymyr, you are welcome.
Thank you so
much.
And
I hope you will have a productive day.
Thank you very much. I'm sure, dear Jonas, Mr. Prime Minister, and dear journalists, and I'm glad to be here in your country, primarily to thank you in person, and to you, Jonas, and of course to all of Norway. Norway is one of the global leaders in supporting Ukraine, and your decisions and actions are not just timely and significant, they said, an example for others, other countries, an example of leadership when it's not just a few caring people, but a whole society that cares, and when it's not just individual, strong personalities pushing to the need to help defend against genocidal aggression, but when a strong character of the entire nation is felt. Norway truly stands for freedom and normal, peaceful life rules. And thank you very much, Prime Minister, and for your leadership. And thank you to the entire government and Parliament of Norway, and of course, Norwegian society. Dear journalists, today in the summit, after our meeting, we'll have a summit of the countries of Northern Europe. Many bilateral meetings, discussions, a lot of collaborative work at the summit. We started this day with a face-to-face conversation with the Prime Minister of Norway. We discussed some important points, what's crucial for both of us today, the overall progress of the day, and our bilateral work Ukraine with Norway. Supporting Ukrainian warriors, continuing our work to protect free navigation in the context of Russia's attempt to block the Black Sea, and our ports, protecting our cities from Russian terror. Last night, Russia launched another strike. Jonas said about it, yes, on Ukraine with ballistic missiles, particularly dangerous ones. And Russia target civilian infrastructure, no military infrastructure. All the infrastructure was civilian. It's very important. And over 50 people were injured, ordinary peaceful citizens. Strengthening the air shield remains a critical priority for us. It's the basic of life now for most Ukrainians, air defense. Norway has supported us, particularly with NASAMS systems, and Norway always become the first country to adopt a long-term support program for Ukraine. Thank you very much. And today we talked and we'll talk about such specific things that can save thousands of Ukrainian lives next year, as well as increase pressure on the aggressor. And of course, we are preparing for our joint work with partners today in the summit, and Ukraine truly values this format of work, Ukraine +5. And thank you so much that you are helping to protect our country, our people, our families. Thank you.
So now the leaders will be happy to take a couple of questions. The first question comes from Øystein Bogen, Television 2. Please.
Good morning. Lasko prosimo do Norvégii, pane presidente. I will ask the question in English. At the moment, there are aid packages for Ukraine being held up both in the United States and in the European Union. Mr. President, is it possible for Ukraine to win this war without that concrete aid at the moment? Og et spørsmål til statsminister Støre samtidig. Du nevner militær støtte til Ukraina, og det ble jo lovet tidligere i år en økt produksjon av artillerigranater blant annet, men den satsingen ser ut til å stå stille når det gjelder Norge. Hvorfor det?
Thanks so much for your question. So I will answer quickly in English. You know, the first days of the full-scale war, I mean on 24th of February, we've been alone. And it was difficult, and it was very tough, tragic period for us, for our people. And you saw how it be alone. We've been almost occupied, but we didn't get away. We didn't run away, and we began to fight. So when you say if it's possible without help, it's possible like it was. I mean that it's difficult, and you lose a lot of people. If you want to not to lose your lives, your society, people, children, everybody, of course you need real strong defending shield, from aircrafts to artillery. It doesn't matter. I mean, you need it, and of course you can have it if the world, if Europe in unity around Ukraine. That's why, of course, you can't win without help, but you can't lose, because that is only you have. This is your country.
Svarer på de spørsmål på norsk. Vi bidrar nå på flere måter i å styrke produksjonen av ammunisjon og missiler, som kan også komme Ukraina til gode. Vi har samarbeid gjennom bevilgning til Nammo tidligere i år, og vi er også nå med i denne ASAP-samarbeidet i Europa for å styrke det. Og en av de tingene jeg annonserte nå var jo at vi går inn med en norsk betydelig bevilgning for å bidra der. Men dette må vi være flere om, og Norge er klar over at vi har en spesielt ansvar og en mulighet til å gjøre en forskjell her.
And the last question goes to Nerius Adomatis from Reuters, please.
Good morning. A question to Ukraine's president. What do you expect from the EU summit to do this week regarding the start of membership talks with Ukraine, given that Hungary still insists on blocking the move? And what's your message this morning to Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban? And do you have a plan B in case that EU does not start the membership talks? Thanks.
Can I answer in Ukrainian language? Do you have translation? Yes. Thank you so much. Так, по-перше, це дуже непроста зустріч, непростий саміт, який відбудеться починаючи з 14 грудня. Ми дуже задоволені, що 99 країн з усього складу повністю підтримують Україну. І вони готові розпочати переговори щодо майбутнього членства України в ЄС. Є блокування з боку Угорщини, і це факт. З нашого боку ми були дуже конструктивні, ми зробили все, абсолютно все, виконали всі рекомендації Єврокомісії, всі рекомендації наших партнерів, всі рекомендації щодо адаптації навіть тих законів, які пройшли висновків Венеційської комісії. Тобто Україна зробила все, щоб не давати жодного шансу тій чи іншій державі блокувати розпочаток перемовин. Тому тут питання тільки стійкості країн Європейського Союзу, тому що в цьому році у Росії не було жодної перемоги. Вони нічого не змогли зробити. Вони не змогли окупувати жодного села. Я вже не говорю про міста. Нічого вони не змогли зробити. Але вони почали працювати з країнами, не тільки Європи, країни на багатьох континентах, і тиснути на них. І тому, якщо не буде позитивного результату, тут питання не в плані Б, у нас є тільки один план – це вибір нашого народу бути в ЄС. Тому якщо не буде там позитиву, це буде говорити про те, що Путін наклав вето на це рішення. Ось про що це буде говорити, мені так здається.
Thank you. And on that note, we need to wrap up this press conference. Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you very much.